right, stand please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilmember Collings?
Here.
Councilmember Klur?
Here.
Councilmember Stackflet?
Here.
Councilmember Redmond?
Here.
Mayor Glotman?
Here. All right, moving on to item number 3. Do we have any special presentations or announcements? Nope, shaking your head. All right. Moving on to item 4, public comment. Any members of the public who would like to speak on any item or any issue not on the agenda, please step forward, say your name, where you live.
And I will track your 3 minutes for you. When you have 30 seconds remaining, I'll jump in and let you know, and I'll tell you when the time is up.
Going once. Oh, there he is.
We're coordinating what we're here to say, so that's good. Aloha! Afa, right here. Been here a few years now. Really, really good news. Araya is going to share a lot of really good news. And so our next Ohana Connect networking, business networking is, hold on, I wrote notes for this. Araya Shanti, I think it was the last, wow, way off. Andrea Shanti, on May 28th, that's a Thursday night, 5 to 7 p.m. at 1534 Davis Place Road. She's our newest Ohana Connect member. We have a couple gold members that just came in recently, and we just got our first annual member. That's the Tiny House Manufacturing Friends, Forever Tiny Home, so they came to support. And so Ohana Connect is doing really good, really good. Araya's working a lot in the background. I think she told you last time about the 200-something jobs in the county awareness, and anybody can post new jobs. 100-something businesses are already posted for free, and anyone can post their business for free. Anybody that becomes a member is at priority listing. It's at the top of the directory. 250 events countywide. I think this is a big one. Countywide, tourists come to the visitor center and chamber and looking for something to do this weekend. But we don't actually have a calendar for the week of what's happening in the county in order. We just have flyers on 10 different Facebook pages, randomly, sporadically everywhere. And we might know what's happening in Weed, or we might not. We might know dog days are coming, Dogwood, or we might know the McLeod thing might happen. We don't know. And so Araya set up this big calendar that absorbs all the events countywide and puts it on in order at a week's notice, in order. And then, again, it's free for anybody to make an event and put it on the calendar. And so she's just done a lot of really good work for Ohana Connect Business Networking. We love that Mount Shasta Chamber is now doing more mixers. That's exciting. We love that the City of Weed, they've been more active with networking, and now they're doing mixers too. Super exciting. So thanks, Lady Councilwoman Tessa, for, I don't know how to say that right yet, but for asking us to put it together, and then we saw the people needed it, and we put it together. So thank you for all you guys do. Thank you for all the chiefs and Kim, and we appreciate all of you. Aloha.
Thank you.
I have quick comments. I don't know if you were aware, but there has been at least a 2-decade that I'm aware of ask from the community to have a calendar so that people can see what's going on. So I don't know if you knew that, but that's a huge deal. So if there's a way that we can spread the word and how to access it and utilize it, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Step right up.
I'll just jump in because I can answer that question right now. So if you go to directory.myohanaconnect.com, or if you just go to myohanaconnect.com, there's a button at the very top also that'll take you straight to the directory. So you can search the events by date. They're automatically in order by what's the next one upcoming. You can also search by category of event, which I thought as a mom is really helpful because, you want to know, is it family friendly? Is it music? Is it food? Like, what kind of event is it? So, yeah, I have search features in there too. So, and then the more people engage with it and use it, just the bigger and better it'll get. So there's a free option for anyone to add events, local businesses, and jobs. And then it'll be ongoing in development. We'll add more stuff as we go, but that's what I have so far. And then also, I have some exciting news. We have a very exciting envelope here. Number one, as a couple of you know already, we officially have our business license for Ohana Connect. So this is for the city of Mount Shasta. We are also registered with the county for fictitious business names. So if anyone had questions about the official status, we are good to go. And I also have very exciting paperwork here that just arrived in the mail today. It's our nonprofit paperwork. So we officially have paperwork, and we're just notarizing it, and then we'll get it all set. So yeah, we're officially raised enough money at our event last time, at our concert and silent auction, to get our paperwork done. So we now officially have a 508 nonprofit, which means as soon as we get the stamp, we already have our EIN, so we're good to go as far as the feds go. So yeah, people can make donations, and they'll actually be tax deductible. Okay?
Thank you.
You are
Congrats.
so welcome. Thank you.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Do you have a plan for linking your calendar to other established city-oriented websites, Chamber of Commerce, et cetera? Are you working on that? Because when people go there and they don't see one,
Yeah.
to have it, oh, it's just linked over to here.
Well, that's a good question. I guess that would be for the other organizations to be open to linking it directly. So if we, you know, I'm not sure. So yeah, maybe one of you knows someone that we could reach out
30
to and
seconds.
ask if they would link it, that would be great.
Kayla Burns at the Chamber would be my first stop.
Kayla?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I'll let her know you said. Okay.
Thank you. Do we have any other? Oh, we got one at least. Come on up.
Last opportunity. Hi, I'm Therese Swenson, and I'm here to talk to you tonight about the parklets. And I've kind of worked up a few. Now, I don't know, can you see? I don't know where to aim at you. So the parklets have an encroachment permit that's been temporary for 5 years. I came for 6 months asking to be on the agenda, and the city councilman said that I wouldn't get consensus here. And I started to think about why, and I believe that the council is trying to protect this for the folks that want to just sit there and have a place to be seen. Because I want to tell you that it's a public sidewalk and public parking for all businesses, not just one restaurant and one bar. And the thing I want to talk to you about now is not just the fact that I've brought up before. You're sitting there breathing the fumes of red light cars, and every time it turns green, everybody's kicking their gas. But I want to talk to you about the fact that when you drive through Castella, and you go through the street, and you go through Dunsmuir, and you go through Mount Shasta, and you go through Eureka, there are no boxes on any streets. And what I want to bring up about that is we're coming into fire season. And what's important is that we all be prepared. Are you prepared? And what's important is if you have 250 people in Castella, 1,500 in Dunsmuir, 3,000 or more here, there's more than one car. We have to do an evacuation scheme like we did about 4 years ago. We're going to have all those cars coming up the freeway. And with gas being $6 and $7 a gallon, we're going to have cars out of gas. And we're going to have the freeway shut down. We need all roads clear, all lanes, all parking spots clear to be able to move people. So I am bringing up the fact that there are 16 restaurants, the Beer Garden, the Casa Ramos, Lily, Seven Sons, Starbucks, Treehouse, Puerto Vallarta, Pancho and Lefty's, Bistro, Thrive, Yaks, Baldovino, Crave, the Freight Station, Siri Ram, Lalos. There are 16 restaurants that have seating on their own property. I'm trying to defend the public parking that should be turning over every 2 hours so that all the businesses on Main Street get to have people pouring up and coming in. So thank you for listening. I know that when I went to the meeting,
30 seconds.
I had waited 6 months and 3 hours to speak at your meeting, and you said to everybody, oh, let's make this permanent. And this is the last opportunity I have to bring this to say that there's a fire issue that needs to be considered. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you for your time. Would anybody else like to speak during public comment for any issue not related or not already on the agenda? Okay, we will close public comment. We'll bring it back to council and staff comments. Please, go ahead, Councilmember Collins.
Before you leave about parking in downtown, you may want to hear what I've got to say as you walk out the door. You may want to come back for a moment. Well, if you would enjoy, you won't, but that's okay. One of the things about being up here is that you get the feeling from time to time that we don't represent you and your viewpoint. And I just want to make it clear that we do. We just don't only represent you. We represent everybody. And everybody is a wide and diverse amount of perspectives. And across time, where the issue of seating in front of restaurants has been discussed, which has gone on for at least a decade. No, I've been on here 12 years and I brought it up right away. It's been out there for a decade. We have criteria for them. It's been so long, we've made criteria for them for new ones because, and as best we know, listening to everybody in this community, they do want outdoor dining. And this isn't a back and forth. I just wanted to let you know that as far as I can figure up here is the position that we've taken because that's what the vast majority of the community wanted. But this is not a back and forth. Thank you. I know we have. Thank you.
Jeffrey, you're wasting your time. We've been saying this for 6 years as long as she's been bitching about this.
I just thought I'd give one more.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate that, but it's a waste of time talking to her about anything. She's an absolute idiot.
All right, let's hold off on personal attacks here, guys. All right.
6 years without listening, you dumbass.
All right, that's enough. Hey, come on. All right, we're going to move on to item 5. Of all the times for your microphone to break. All right, we're going to move on to council and staff comments. Anybody else over here? Anybody here? No? Okay. Now we'll go over here.
All right. Still not working? I'm not hearing it. Let me borrow Thank you, Council and Mayor. Filling in for Todd tonight, so updated a couple of things. First of all, you may or may not know this is the beginning of the National Police Week, which runs from May 10th through May 16th and honors the law enforcement officers who have given their lives in the line of duty. So far in the first 4 months of 2026, 31 officers have died in the line of duty, 16 of them from felony assault and 15 by accident. I'd also like to take this time to honor 2 Mount Shasta Police Department officers that gave their lives in the line of duty. Chief Vernon Davenport, whose end of watch was February 20th, 1942, and Officer Gary Fitzgerald, whose end of watch was July 21st, 1939. Also, tomorrow, if anybody would like to attend, there will be a memorial service in Wairika in front of the old courthouse from 12:15 to 12:45, honoring all the Siskiyou County law enforcement officers that have given their lives in the line of duty. Moving on from there, so they put out RFPs for proposals for master planning of the landing, and we received 14 different plans coming in that were fabulous. All of them were very hard. So we have begun the process of going through and asking questions and answering and trying to get some answers and whittle this down. Last week we had a really good session with Field State and Structura Naturalists Incorporated. They were able to answer some questions that we had very specific to locations, good answers, and would be providing a lot more information. Continuing this week with more interviews, or not interviews, but more of a question and answer type with the other entities to try to whittle this down so that we can land on good choices for the council to come up with. So it's a long process. We were not anticipating getting so many quality firms coming forward. So that's a good thing. Remind everybody that May 18th, there'll be a tax hall or a town hall meeting to discuss the tax hall or the tax measure. That'll be at 5:30 right here at the Upper Lodge. So tell your friends, families, neighbors, come on out and join the town hall for some good information. And then talking with, for the tax measure, talk to the county register of voters. So the city of Mount Shasta, we need to have our, ask the consolidation of the election by July 1st. This is what we do to get council members on. It's the standard normal thing we have to do. So that's coming up on July 1st. Speaking with the county, the deadline for Mount Shasta to pass a resolution calling for the tax measure to be on the election isn't until August 7th. But Todd's already reached out to John Kinney, and they're working on it now because we'd rather be ahead of the curve than behind it or pressed for time. So just so you know, those are coming up here in the near future. And that, I talked to Todd today. He's doing good. He's looking forward to being back to work. So other than that, that's it for today.
To the chair.
Please.
A couple questions. I attended the first town hall meeting for the sales tax measure. Will I be missed if I miss the second one?
Well, of course you'll be missed.
Am I allowed to play hooky on the second one?
Absolutely.
Thank you. And secondly, when are we expecting Todd back? Is it next week?
Wednesday.
This Wednesday?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He told me Wednesday.
To be determined.
Todd, if you're watching, take as much time as you need, as long as you're back by Monday. Any other?
Perfect. Yeah.
Anybody over here? You guys good? Ken? Kim? Rachel? Okay. All right, we're going to move on to committee updates. We've got the Downtown Enhancement Advisory Committee, Library Tax Advisory Committee, Beautification Committee, and the Active Transportation Committee. Any updates for any of those?
No updates.
Okay. As I always mention, there are some vacancies. I'm not going to mention the Planning Commission because that one might be filled. Yep. But we do have currently 2 vacancies on the Beautification Committee, and a big thanks to the Beautification Committee for all the work done downtown on all to make it look nice for the summer. There's also 1 vacancy on the Downtown Enhancement Advisory Committee. So if you are interested, please come on into City Hall. Cool. Moving on to item 7, the consent agenda. The city manager recommends approval of the following consent agenda items. All resolutions and ordinances on this agenda or added hereto shall be introduced or adopted as applicable by title only, and the full reading thereof is hereby waived. A, approval of minutes, April 27th, 2026, regular city council meeting. B, police department monthly report.
I move to approve consent agenda items A and B by title only.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed or abstain? Okay. All right, moving on to item number 8. We have a Planning Commission application, Michael Penrose. Michael Penrose has applied to serve on the Planning Commission, and Kim?
Yes, thank you. The city has been casting a very wide net over the last year to fill the remaining vacancies on the Planning Commission. Tonight, we have an applicant for our 7th and final vacant seat from one Michael Penrose, who I understand is now a retired but full-time resident in the city of Mount Shasta. We have a civil engineer, former public works director, former development director, has lots of time, bandwidth, and energy to offer the city. So he is here tonight. if you have any questions. Otherwise, the application is in your staff report packet, and we're available for any questions you might have.
All right. Do we have any questions from? Or yeah, actually, Michael, if you want to come on up here, you should probably answer the questions.
Good evening, Council.
Thank you so much for coming.
Well, it's my pleasure to be
actually,
here.
Or do you want to ask some questions
Sure.
first? Yeah, go ahead.
Nice to meet you. I'm so happy to hear that you are interested in this. Do you have like a big reason or something that you would like to see implemented, or what brought you to this podium tonight?
Well, kind of two things. One is that most recently, over the past year or so, we'd heard that there's a lot of challenges with the Planning Commission and it being staffed correctly, and being able to process the needs of the community. And so I became aware of that. And this particular area is something that I have a lot of interest in and have had for some time. And I wasn't quite sure about how to engage. And learning those two things, the opportunity, presented itself for me to get involved. I don't have a specific individual agenda. I have been spending quite a bit of time trying to get up to speed on a number of things, including the item that you just had about the parklets and the, I know there's a lot of history there, right? A lot of which I'm learning about. And I'm excited to be able to have the opportunity to participate in that. It's a service role as well as something that, there's a regulatory component that has to be met. And being able to be a part of that and help with that is something that I'm excited to do. So.
Awesome, thank you.
Go ahead.
Well, after that, are you ready to deal with the village idiots on a daily level? Seriously, I mean, you're going to be hearing from her a lot. Are you ready for that? Because it's not going to stop. It's been 6 years of this kind of stupidity,
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, just so you know what you're actually in for.
Yeah.
She doesn't stop.
Okay. I'm still in, if that's the question.
We didn't scare you away just yet.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
No more questions, it sounds like, so we'll send this to
Thank you for applying for
yeah.
the position.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
We'll send this to public comment.
Okay.
Anybody else? Uh-oh.
I'll get up and say a word, because I know that this has been a missing piece for a long time, and there's been some problems with being able to have all the meetings because there's not a quorum. And so I'm really excited, and it sounds like he's got a lot of time that he can devote to doing a good job, and a lot of experience to have a civil engineer. And that's huge. I think that's a lot of great experience, a lot of very specialty knowledge. So I think it's great for our city to have access to somebody like that on the Planning Commission. So yay.
Aloha. I just want to second that. Thank you For months now, we've been praying for that, and I love it. We have a great city manager, we have great staff, we have great city plannings. The planning is setting up the council, the mayors, the whole system together. The people are more active now than ever before, and Planning Commission and staff and council feels like everybody's in alignment. And so just want to send out a lot of appreciation. Good job sticking with it and sticking to it. We appreciate you.
Thank you. We'll bring it back for council comment now.
I'm going to move to appoint Michael Penrose to the Mount Shasta City Planning Commission.
All right, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstained? Okay, sounds good. Welcome. Thank you very much, Michael. We're excited to have you. Okay, awesome. Moving on to item number 9, the library modernization and expansion. The staff has received the library modernization expansion estimates and is seeking City Council direction on how to proceed with the next steps. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The city's received the cost estimate for the Mount Shasta Library renovation and expansion completed by Nolan Tam. There are 2 different estimates based on what work is being done. One estimate for the renovation and entry addition at approximately $1.9 million, and the second estimate was for the community room addition at approximately $1.5. So we were warned that we were going to get big numbers coming in. There's going to be sticker shock anytime that this happens. Our plan is if we go out for an RFP for a base bid, we're looking at probably getting lower than what these numbers actually are. Also, trying to figure out, do they want to do the whole project? Do they just want to do the back project? Do you want to do the entry project? Do you want to do a combination of the entry project? And really, what the loan looks like and what we're willing or can form, that's really kind of the direction we're looking at, and kind of the suggestion from council is, do you just want to do one portion of the project, the whole project, you know, what? So that's what we're looking for, is just some direction through council. I will point out that, you know, one of the updates to look at would be the entry and the update to the heating and the air conditioning units, because you're going to save costs by updating into modern, cost-efficient stuff like that. So,
To the chair.
Yeah.
It might behoove us to have a separate meeting with the Finance Committee with Melissa and Todd once he returns. I would love to give Melissa time to run scenarios through what debt service would cost through any of these threes before we give direction, because I think ideally, speaking for myself, it would be great if we could do the whole kit and caboodle, because that was the vision of the library committee. But revenue would be important, as is, you know, if things change in this election. So my suggestion is to table this until we have a chance to meet with Melissa and run some numbers.
Well, yeah, but I'll give the public some idea of what the numbers are.
Sure.
There's a surplus, there's a reserve in the library fund of about 1.3 million, I think. And you can't use all of that for a down payment on the construction loan. So say maybe $1 million could go towards what looks like a $4 million project. I'm actually not surprised by that number. It's actually low. I know people think it's high or talk like it's a high number, but $600 a square foot, prevailing wage requirements, it's actually not a surprise anymore. Construction in California is expensive to begin with. Prevailing wage construction in California is almost prohibitive, but this actually, I think this is reasonable actually by what I'm dealing with respect to sewage treatment plants and interceptor lines, $35 million for those combined. So anyhow, you're looking at a loan approximately $3 million to $3.5 million, depending on whether these projections hold up cost-wise. And so the thing that we'll need to meet with Finance Committee-wise with Melissa is determine what the realistic surplus is with respect to the sales tax that for the library. It's a quarter cent, and right now it's bringing in about $350,000, which is down noticeably from its high of $400,000 plus. Costs, that's where I'm not sure what it costs to run the library. It seems like it's in the 170 range, so 170,000 range. So the question is what the surplus is, what the reliable surplus is, and what kind of, and therefore what kind of payment can we afford, and will that cover the payment on this loan? So I'll move to table this pending further investigation with respect to the operation of the library through the Finance Committee. Oh, that's a public comment first?
Please, Jeffrey.
Still in,
I think we still should, if people have questions.
still in the question phase.
Yeah, please.
Councilmember Stafford, just because you're going to know this and I don't. On these, the headline listing of expenses, just on that first page,
Yeah.
they have two different lines for profit. One called overhead and profit, and another one later called subtotal markups, which is, and I didn't understand.
Yeah, it's contractors. I assume that's contractor and their markup on things, so it's about 10% usually. So if the building, the contractor profit.
I just didn't understand why they were two different profit worlds.
Why would they call it different things? Well, no, it's markup and markup. Is that how you read it, Tessa? You and your husband does.
it was a 10%.
It was a contractor markup, right? Yeah. that whoever the contractor is will get a markup on the project cost, which is pretty standard.
I just couldn't make the math work. We don't have to get into this now.
Yeah. Oh, as far as, yeah, but that's what I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll.
Yeah.
And I have a question. Chief, if you don't have the answer for this, that's totally fine. If just Todd, I'm sure will be watching this or seeing these. My question is, so obviously we could put out an RFP for one or the other or both, and that's what we're trying to determine. Is it unreasonable to ask or to put out an RFP asking it to be split for whatever firm submits? I mean, to just are there firms who would be turned off by asking to submit it like in a split way so that we could make a decision after we get the response back from them and see the actual estimate?
I think that's what we were asking tonight, is how you wanted to, if you wanted to break it up and
Yeah.
how you wanted to go. But if we're going to pause it until the finance thing, then we can come back
It
once
takes
we
a
know.
lot of work to
Yeah.
submit a bid, so I think that that's worth the wait to see
Yeah.
what direction.
Absolutely.
Makes sense. Any other questions? All right, we'll go to public comment now if anybody has anything. It'll be coming back later at a later meeting if we're going to table it. So, Ken? Did you? Oh, okay. Got it. Cool. Well, we'll bring it back then. It sounds like we kind of already discussed. You want to go ahead?
All right, so I'm going to move that we table this to a date in, this is May. Late June, probably. Second meeting in June.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. All right, moving on to item 10, study of zinc discharge requirements. Based on previous analysis, Robertson Bryan believes that the dilution credit can be adjusted using more accurate tracking of river flow rates and monitoring the discharge rates at the wastewater treatment plant. Ken?
Sure, I broke it. Mayor and members of the council. In December of 2025, the city contracted with Robertson Bryan to conduct a preliminary study to assist with determining the feasibility of adjusting the dilution credits and effluent limitations for copper and zinc at the wastewater treatment plant and modifications to the discharge permit. They conducted a thorough investigation on zinc and copper levels before, during, and after treatment. They also conducted an in-depth review of our current permit to see how the current limits were set. They looked at possible sources of zinc, levels of zinc before and after the construction of the wastewater treatment plant, levels of zinc throughout the various stages of treatment, and then they focused on possible solutions and modifications to the treatment or the parameters of the discharge permit to see what possible solutions could be pursued. That is what we got for the initial $10,000. They did come up with several areas to study. One, and now I'm going beyond this, they looked, first thing they came up with is our zinc levels in the effluent have gone up significantly with this new plant. There's a lot of speculation on why that is. It could be because of the success we've had in reducing inflow and infiltration into our system, which was diluting any influent coming into the plant. That might have been a factor. Things that have been speculated on is all the new piping in the plant could have been leaching some zinc into the effluent. They looked at the fact that the filtration material as goes through the plant is recycled into the treatment, the headworks, and comes back down through the plant, and that might be a source of the increase in zinc levels. All these things were looked at, but they're very hard to change at this point. The one thing that did look most promising was the dilution credits that came with the discharge permit. They're very conservative. They're based off of the lowest flow in the river. I'm not sure. So don't take this as gospel, but roughly the last 4 or 5 years. And that's the number they use as for calculating our dilution. And I'm simplifying this. There's a lot more to it. There's the actual dilution zone that we get credit for, being limited to 75 feet. There's some arguments that could be increased to 100 feet or even larger, but it comes down to protecting the most sensitive fish species is where they came up with the 75. But the big factor here is the initial calculations were based on like 12 cubic feet per second, which was the lowest flow level in the river during the winter, which is when we discharge the river. That was because we didn't know what the daily flow in the river was. We only had monthly reports from the county. Now, in the last, I want to say about 6 months ago, we've been working with the county, and we now have daily flow rates from the dam, so we can be much more accurate in doing calculations on what our dilution credit could be and how much effluent we can put into the river based on the river's flow. So we've asked Robertson Bryan to go back and look at what it would take to calculate, redo the, and they're fairly complex calculations. I remember talking to Pace about them, and they couldn't quite follow what the state was doing as far as their calculations that came up with our zinc levels, our limitations. But Robertson Bryan is going to go back, look at those studies, see how those numbers can be adjusted given the increased flow in the river, what our maximum daily flow effluent discharge could be based on our zinc limitations, and come up with a proposed revision to the permit. I know we're looking at a big chunk of money here, $46,000. I'm going to say about half of that is going back and redoing the calculations, looking at all the different parameters, what they can do. The other half, and this is, they put this in because I asked them to, because this is the tough part, and it's dealing with the state. Not just redoing this permit, but meeting with the state, showing them how it can be changed, rewriting the permit, getting the state water board on, the state board on board with these changes. They're gonna, this includes time to meet with the city, time to meet with the state, and come up with a revised permit. For what it's worth, I'm going a little astray here. Robertson Bryan has very good relationship with the state water board at Sacramento level, and I think they'd be a great representative for us on this issue. But please, I'm ready for some questions.
Go ahead, Councilman.
So the $46,000 for everyone that's interested, it comes from our sanitary sewer fund. So it's not from the general fund. So just be aware of that. I guess everybody's probably wondering, is this going to work to solve our problem with respect to zinc? I put it in the simplest terms possible.
There's no guarantee. I think it has a good chance of working. And I should throw a caveat in here. One of the factors that will make this sellable is the city will need to be able to adjust their effluent flow at times to fall within the parameters of whatever the river is flowing. It won't happen often, but there will probably be a situation where we're going to have to maybe cut back on effluent flow a little bit to meet dilution credits.
Okay, so now, where would that, so the effluent would go into a pond at that point?
Yeah, that's where I'm going. And this is something I've been wanting to do since I got here. We have no buffer in our flows. Whatever comes in has to go out. in talking to Pace about that, they said they were so restricted in funding that they had to eliminate any kind of a pond system as part of the new wastewater treatment plant. I would love to get that pond system put back in. And Robertson Bryan brings that up too, that we would need, there's the possibility, depending on how, if we got great dilution credits, maybe this wouldn't be an issue, but always be prepared. We would need to have a system where we could take some of that effluent and pump it back up to the pond. It would have to be a lined pond. We'd have to add a pump system, a small holding pond, or a holding tank, pump tank. There's a better term for it that is escaping me right now. What is it? But be able to pump it back up to the pond, and we'd have to have a lined pond. But that would allow us holding capacity. And it would also be great to have during our really high flow storm events. Now, the design of that pond is not part of this 46,000. It would be in addition to that. If we get so far as to get a revised permit, the state, they wouldn't have to see the thing built, but they'd have to see it designed for it. And that would be, if we go that route, if it gets to that point, that would be an additional charge on top of this 46,000.
Obviously, the 46,000 would not cover the building of the pond.
No.
The 46,000 of the does not cover the design of the pond either?
That's correct.
That's correct, okay. So 9.
Now, talking to Pace, the state's well aware we have an issue with zinc. If we came up with a solution and it entailed additional construction, we have a really good chance of landing a grant to fund that.
And we have a rate study that's going to start with
Yes.
respect to both water system and sanitary sewer system, with the knowledge that this may be a possible expense that would be factored into the rate
Yes.
study. So rates are going to go up regardless. The question is how much. So this could be one of the key things. For the public, we have to solve this problem or there will be fines, correct?
There are fines.
There are fines now, right?
Yes.
So money's a wasting, so we're going to have to spend money to stop wasting money. There we go.
Yes.
What's the time frame on the Robertson Bryant, on the money for this, for them to complete this?
I don't have a timeline yet. They will, and we can, if this passes, if you're agreeable to this, we would get that before we issue a signed task order. But my goal is to have everything at least agreed to and in place, not the redesigned pond, but before next winter.
Any other questions over here? All right, we'll go to public comment. All right, we got, for those watching at home, we got a thumbs up in the audience. We'll bring it back for comment here. John?
Anybody object to doing this? Okay, no, not really. I'm going to move to approve the task order with Robertson Bryan for $46,056 to conduct further studies on the dilution credit adjustment to limits in our current ND, National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permit with the State Water Board.
Second.
All right, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstain? Okay. All right, we will move on to item 11, council reports on attendance at appointed or outside meetings. Did you have a? Yeah.
So Collier, the meeting was last week, or 10 days ago, I'm not sure. But anyhow, it was at Strings in Wairika, and the administrator for the district basically says that the bank fund is down to $1,000. So we're in a desperate situation, and the president of Colliers will be coming around. That was the fellow here last time, looking for larger money than $1,000, just to let you all know, because the different cities in the Joint Powers Authority need to chip in because the prior funding sources have failed, which were people paying for advertising. So we'll see if we survive. it's getting to crunch time, obviously. Yep.
Yeah. Anybody else? No? Okay. Just a heads up, this seems related to city government. There are a couple of, we got California and local elections coming up. There's a meet and greet with a candidate at Deadwood on Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. for those interested. And then on Sunday, downtown at Parker Plaza, there's a bunch of candidates for a big old meet and greet event. Kind of hear from candidates all the way from commissioner on up to, I think there's some folks running for Congress that are going to be showing up. So if you're interested in hearing from people, Thursday, Deadwood, 6 to 8, Parker Plaza, Sunday afternoon.
Who is it at Deadwood on Thursday?
Judge Kendall Hannon, one of the two people running for judge in Siskiyou County. But let's see what else we got. Yeah, thank you. Future agenda items, we have the master fee schedule review, the mobile home rent stabilization, and the 2026 sales tax ballot measure. Would anybody like to add anything else?
Yeah, so in the 90-plus day column, I'm going to add the finalization of the code for parklets, because somebody said, somebody on your commission thinks it was finalized, never got to council. This is prior to your tenure, and Kim, and so I think we need to finalize that.
Yeah, so what happened was Jeff Mitchum, when he was the planning commissioner, or not planning commissioner, planning director, had the ordinance pass through the planning commission right before his departure, but it never went to city council. So what I was auditing the ordinance because of all this other discussion, I discovered that it hadn't gone to the city council. So it went back to planning commission actually last month. So that was the April meeting. In the April meeting, I used that opportunity to just clarify another couple of items of internal inconsistency within the ordinance. I got direction from the Planning Commission to update a couple of things. That will be going back to the Planning Commission next week for approval, and as soon as that's done, we'll get in front of the City Council for it'll be within 30.
All right, so you got that.
Thank you.
All right, any other? We got one over here.
The number one topic of conversation on the street amongst, but no, it's like the number one. People.
Should we put the annual budget, which we are getting close to having to have one? It's May. We have to pass one by the end of next month.
I believe those are already on both the June meetings, I'm pretty sure.
I thought that was coming May 26th.
I could be wrong. It could be the end of May.
Yeah.
Okay, my mistake.
Just want to make sure, thank you.
But yes, absolutely, we should. Agreed. Anybody else? Redmond? No. Oh, okay. We won't put that on the agenda.
We're going to meet on that 22nd.
Oh, yeah, I need to respond to that.
Oh, right, sorry. Okay, we'll go on to item 13. Everyone watch your ears.